Hi, welcome to another episode of 2 Minutes on Tuesday. I am Sam Miller of RE/MAX Stars Realty. In this week's episode, I'm going to answer the question that everybody is asking and have been asking for the last 3 weeks. Has the increase in interest rates dramatically affected the Knox County, Ohio housing market? And the answer is no, it really hasn't. Granted, in the long run, higher interest rates will have a tendency to soften the market. It will have a tendency to increase people's purchasing power or raise their house payment. But we're in such an extreme shortage of available homes right now, the bump in interest rate up, it hasn't stopped anything. In fact, if anything, it's got more people moving forward to make a purchase because there are starting to be more houses hit the market. And so the number of pending home sales actually feels like it's increasing, not decreasing, meaning there's more houses potentially under contract right now than there was a month or two ago. So even though the rates are higher. So some of you will scratch your head and say, that just doesn't make sense. But it is a situation of supply and demand. When there's not a lot of houses for sale, the demand for those existing houses is high. And there are circumstances in life that cause people to want to buy a house regardless of what the interest rates are. One of my biggest years, my team's biggest years in real estate was 2003. Well, the rates weren't great in 2003, but there was more buying and selling going on between 2003 and 2006. It was just a massive, frenzy of home buying at that time. So there's lots of naysayers in the market. If you watch the news or you hear all these people making predictions, you have to realize that real estate as a whole is a local business. It's not a nationwide industry, because what's happening in California and what's happening in Florida and Texas and New York isn't necessarily happening here in Knox County, Ohio. Our job market here is different and somewhat insulated in a lot of ways. As you can see, anywhere you drive around, there's help wanted signs everywhere. I mean, everywhere people are looking for work. And if people are earning, they have the ability then to have spending or, borrowing power in order to buy a home, buy a car, just live and contribute to the local economy. And so that's an interesting thought, because so much of what we deal with in real estate is local. Now, we have buyers that move here from out of the area, but the general economy is a local economy. And so I thought this would be interesting. I know it goes against the grain of what you're hearing, but it is a reality. And if there were 400 houses for sale, I would be whistling a different tune. I would be telling you the housing market is going to be soft and even softer, because it is a game of supply and demand. The more houses that are available, the more pressure is pushed down on the price if buyers have a lot to choose from. But if there's only so many homes to choose from and it's minimal, that keeps the push of the home values and home prices up. And it makes the houses still consistently sell faster, because the supply of available homes is still a pretty short supply. Now, going into, we're in fall now, going into the winter months, that market traditionally will ease up. The number of transactions that closes each month during winter is lower than the number in the peak selling season, the midsummer. That's just normal. So if you look at trends and you don't look at the comparison of, say, this October to October of last year, if you're trying to do month by month, it's going to look like the housing market is slowing down. But if you compare this year to last year, each month, January to January, February to February, and so on, I think you'll be shocked to see what's happening even with these higher interest rates. So I'm Sam Miller, RE/MAX Stars Realty. Hope this information is helpful. If you disagree with what I'm saying, feel free to add a comment down below, and I'll chat with you and add my perspective of what I see. And I have to be honest, what I see is very specific to real estate. You may have something specific that has to do with utility bills or grocery bills and why you think the market will shift. And it may shift. It's just not shifting right now because, again, it's an issue of supply and demand. And we don't have 400 or 500 houses for sale right now. We're lucky to have 30 houses at any given time right now that are active and available here in Knox County, Ohio. Have a good one. I'll come back to you next week. Bye.